Alright everyone, welcome to Arsenal Fan TV. In this video I'm going to be previewing our upcoming game against Manchester United at Old Trafford in the quarter-finals of the FA Cup this Monday evening. So much lies on this game, it is unbelievable, and it's a game that I cannot wait for, but at the same time very apprehensive going into it, and that's not really helped by the absolute torrid run of results that we've sustained at Old Trafford in the past 10 years or so. We just seem to have this inferior mindset whenever we go to this place, and they seem to know how to beat us irrespective of how poor their team is at the time. They turned us over at the Emirates earlier on in the season 2-1 when they had a defence that boasted Paddy McNair and Tyler Blackett in it, and we still couldn't score against them until the dying stages of that game. So it's going to be very difficult for us to beat them at Old Trafford if we play with the mindset that we cannot beat them. We cannot play with the mentality that we are inferior to this Manchester United side, because in my opinion, player for player, man for man, we have the better side going into this game. Di Maria, Radamel Falcao have been nothing short of flops for Manchester United this season, and I don't particularly want to label them as that, but it is a fact that they haven't stepped up to the plate when they needed to do so. After a couple of good games at the start of the season, neither of these two players have particularly done anything impressive for them. But I don't want to underestimate Man United in any way, shape or form. My opinions on them is very reserved, but I do think in this fixture they are guaranteed to turn it up and put in a good performance. They know exactly what it means to the Manchester United fans, and I'd like to think that Arsenal know exactly what it means to our fans. The 9,000 supporters travelling to Old Trafford on Monday night, absolutely massive game for them. One of them myself going to the game. So for one, I am very much looking forward to it, but I don't want to end up going to Old Trafford and seeing Arsenal put in a performance that we've come to expect in these kind of games. The horrible result that we sustained at White Hart Lane a couple of weeks ago, the 2-2 draw at Liverpool, and even when we played United last season and we lost 1-0 to them when they were playing some atrocious football under David Moyes, we just seem to have this mental stumbling block whenever we play Manchester United, and we've got to get that out of our minds. Despite the result against Monaco, we've been playing some very good football this season, and we have to rise to the occasion. That's what it is a case of. We've got to rise to the occasion in this game, and we can have the beating of this Manchester United side. I am apprehensive, but very confident at the same time going into this game. I don't particularly know what to expect. I don't want to get carried away. I'm not overconfident, like I've mentioned many times now. I do not want to underestimate this Man United side. I guarantee you Wayne Rooney is a player that will step up. Practically every player I'm expecting in United to turn up, and I want us to play. I want us to be ruthless in this game. I want us to take absolutely no prisoners. I want us to go all out, all guns blazing, have a good defensive performance, and I want to see leaders on the pitch. I mean, if you watch that Invincible documentary, the amount of leaders that we had in games like this, Martin Keown, Laurent, Vieira, even Thierry Henry, we had lots of leaders in this game, and I want to see Per Mertesacker playing like a captain. It's a massive game for our defence, an absolutely massive game. No matter how poor United have been attacking wise this season, they've got to be stable and they've got to hold a good line. I couldn't really pick the lineup that I wanted to see in this game because I think there are so many different teams that you could field in this. I mean, it's great that we've got the opportunity to rotate. We haven't really had that opportunity when we've gone to Old Trafford in previous years. We've been stuck with one lineup that we've had to field due to injuries, but what we've got now is an opportunity to really field a side that is capable of beating this Manchester United side. We can take confidence from that result that we had at the Etihad a couple of games ago, should I say, but this game is absolutely nothing like that, just because of this thing has gone on for so long now at Old Trafford, and I think that if we are going to beat them, we've got to field a similar side to the one that played at Man City, and that involves putting in a lot of work from every single player. What you found at City was every single player was working for each other, and the work rate was really inspired by that of Alexis Sanchez. Every player really fighting tooth and nail for that, and I think that's something that we have been guilty of not doing in games at times, especially away from home. So I tweeted out to you, what team would you like to see start this game? And I've got a couple of them here. The first one is from Gunner Report, which was formerly Gooner Updates. If you don't know them on Twitter, they do stats of Arsenal, stuff like that. So make sure to give Gunner Report a follow on Twitter. They're trying to re-establish themselves. But the lineup that I've got from them is Szczesny in goal, Bellerin, Mertesacker, Koscielny, Gibbs, Coquelin, Ramsey, Sanchez, Ozil, Walcott, and Giroud. The next lineup I've got is from Jake Adams, who's gone with Szczesny in goal, Bellerin, Koscielny, Monreal, Mertesacker, Coquelin, Chamberlain or Ramsey, Walcott, Cazorla, Sanchez and Giroud. The next one I've got is from Big Effing Gooner, Szczesny, Bellerin, Koscielny, Mertesacker, Monreal, Coquelin, Ramsey, Ozil, Sanchez, Giroud and Walcott. The The next one is from Mohamed, and I actually really like this one. Ospina, Bellerin, Mertesacker, Koscielny, Gibbs, Cazorla, Coquelin, Walcott, Ozil, Sanchez, and Giroud. And the last one is from Alan Curran, Szczesny, Bellerin, Mertesacker, Koscielny, Monreal, Coquelin, Cazorla, Sanchez, Ozil, Walcott, and Giroud. Now, what I've noticed with all of those lineups is that everyone wants to see Theo Walcott play, and I can completely understand that. But what I want to see going into this game is lots of players working tirelessly for each other. Something that I think Walcott maybe is a little bit guilty of not doing at times. He's a player that uses his speed very, very effectively by short bursts. He's not a player that will run consistently. And I know that workhorses aren't necessarily players that you know, put in the best performances, but I do think maybe a player like Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain would maybe be more suited to this game. What I noticed in the game against City was we played with two very, very tireless wingers in Chamberlain and Sanchez, and then we had Ramsey through the middle along with Santi Cazorla. I don't think I want to see Ramsey come back into the side just yet. He's just come back from an injury. I do think we need to see a little bit more of him before we throw him in at the deep end. I'd continue with Ozil in the middle alongside Santi Cazorla, and I'd have Chamberlain and Sanchez on the wings. And with Giroud up top, Coquelin sitting playing deep. And then, in my opinion, I think a defensive Bellerin, Mertesacker, Koscielny and Kieran Gibbs will do just fine. And if Szczesny is fit, then Wenger said he will play this game, so I'm just presuming if he is fit, then it will be Szczesny in goal. But I think we certainly do have a side capable of beating this Manchester United team. Their defence is going to be shaky. Of course, they've got Johnny Evans out, so I'm assuming they'll probably line up with a back four of Chris Smalling, Rojo and Luke Shaw. I'm not too sure who their right back will be, probably Valencia. But I certainly do think that we can penetrate this Manchester United side. The game will be won in midfield, and I don't really know how they're going to line up. I mean, are they going to play good attacking football against us, or are they going to play their plan B style of football where they hoof up to Fellaini? Don't want to use that term, but it is a fact United have been playing that style of football this season. And I think that is something that could potentially be dangerous to us, because we couldn't really defend against it when they beat us at the Emirates earlier on in the season. But then again, we were playing with a centre-back partnership of Monreal and Mertesacker, which is something that we don't really have to worry about so much in this game. I think maybe I'd give Kieran Gibbs the nod over Monreal, just because Monreal's missed a couple of games. Gibbs was absolutely prolific in the game against QPR, and both Gibbs and Bellerin provide such attacking threats on the flanks, which is an area of United's game that they don't really have any threat on those areas of the pitch. Valencia is someone that Gibbs can certainly expose, and Luke Shaw, if he was to play, is certainly someone I think Bellerin can expose. Di Maria, I'm guessing he'll start on the flank for Man United, and he's, you know, even though Di Maria has been poor this season, I do still think we've got to watch him, and it does surprise me that he's not getting enough. In my opinion, he doesn't get enough criticism, especially compared to Mesut Ozil. I don't particularly want to bring this kind of stuff up, but it does kind of sum up the English press and the bias that I feel that they've got towards us. And I do hate to bring that up. I really do hate to nitpick at that kind of stuff, but it's just the fact that Di Maria hasn't really got as much criticism as Mesut Ozil has, and he's cost £20 million more than Ozil did. So, you know, it's going to be an interesting game in my opinion. Players that we've got to watch, obviously, Di Maria, Falcao, Wayne Rooney. I don't care how poor they've been this season, but they will turn it up for this game. It is a big fixture to both sides. Winner takes it all kind of competition. I think only a win will do in my eyes. I think, although a draw would be satisfactory, take it back to the Emirates, but I don't particularly want us to get another opportunity for us where we can pick up more and more injuries. I wanted to get the job done on Monday night at Old Trafford. With 9,000 fans travelling, myself included, I think we've got a very good chance of winning against this Manchester United side and proving a point to practically the whole of the Premier League, the whole of England, and really just personally doing well in this tournament again against a side that we are renowned for doing poorly against. But guys, those were my thoughts going into the game this Monday at Old Trafford against United. It's going to be difficult. It's very, very, very difficult. I absolutely cannot wait for this game. I'm really looking forward to it. Please do leave your thoughts in the comments box below about how you're feeling going into the game. I do want to hear your team lineup, so leave those in the comments box as well. Hit the like button if you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe to Arsenal Fan TV, and also make sure to check out my own channel, AFC Game by Game, and I'll speak to you very, very soon, guys.
Andy Tate, I thought I saw a Muppet when I saw Ty next to me. But you're an even bigger Muppet. On Monday night, I'll be there. You know I go every game. I go home and away.